Hello everybody, this is Yvonne for Yvonne's Love Stream Walks, and here we are for a change on Thursday the 18th of June 2026, and I can see Alice and Susan. If somebody would write a comment, that would be good to know that I am getting comments today. Oh, Susan, good. Hello. Oh, and hi Peter. And look, over here on my left, we have the lovely Julie. Say hello to the lovelies.
Hello, lovelies. Wonderful to be here.
Ah, nice. Yeah, so here we are at the River Findhorn. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's sort of threatening to rain, but not quite. Ah, hello, Peggy. Indeed, happy Thursday. Hi Maggie over there in Glasgow and Alice in Fremantle. And look, I think you know this walk along here. Very beautiful walk. And people are saying hello to you, Julie. So Julie's been doing the animal communication, well, animal and plant communication with Jacqueline Buckingham, having a lovely time. And she just tried the wonderful soup. She just tried Cullen's skink and loved it. So I'm going to leave Julie for a moment. They're all saying hello. And I'm going to nick back along the track, and then I'm going to come back and pick Julie up. So see you in a minute, Julie. So I'm just going to go back along the river a little. Now, did you notice when I showed you all the beautiful, I guess they're blueberries. They're really yummy. Look. They're really, really delicious. They're sort of sweet but tart at the same time. And they're all over the place. Lots and lots of them. All along the edge here. But anyway, hello to you if you've just come on. I'm going back towards Randolph's Leap. When Julie and I were at the leap a minute ago, there were lots of people in life jackets jumping into the water right at the leap. Well, we weren't going to join them. Oh, look, here they are. They've now got their bilberries. I wondered whether they were bilberries. Now, here are the people with their... Oh, look at that. You can see the rubber dinghies down there. I guess they're learning their canoeing skills. Hi, Rebecca Lynn. Yeah, so they're honing their skills coming through the rapids there. You can just see the white water. But honestly, it's a tonic being down by the river. It's so pristine, it's so unspoiled. Yes, there's this safety fence, but other than that, we're just back in pristine nature, looking down. And today we're walking with the quality of aspiration. Now, I was curious when I picked this card because last week we had commitment and this week we have aspiration. And I said to Julie, which word do you prefer, commitment or aspiration? And she said, oh, I prefer aspiration. Oh, look, one of the canoes, uh-oh, it's got away. It's upside down. And it's about to go through this very narrow bit. Oh, look at that. Is it going to get caught? Or is it going to get spat out the other end? I think it's got caught. Oh dear, what will they do? Ah, Debbie, hello! We're down at the Findhorn River, and there's a boat. I can just see it. It's caught under the rock. But anyway, the instructors will have to sort that out. But I'm just wondering, what do you prefer? I think commitment is a stronger word than aspiration. Commitment sounds like the intention is stronger. Although aspiring, it allows you to sort of not get it perfect and not feel so bad. But commitment is like a vow, isn't it? I remember our common ground used to be, I commit to having a spiritual path. I commit to serving the whole. I commit. And now it's I aspire. So, oh, Tom, I just saw you. Yeah, so I've just left Julie for the moment to zip back. And I was just rejoicing in how beautifully unspoiled this area is. And suddenly it goes quiet away from the river. Suddenly goes very quiet. Anyway, great to see you, Debbie. And it's so, I mean, honestly, when we first walked down here today, yeah, the Scots are having a great time in Boston, having won their first game, but only just. Yes, I watched some footage. I watched them singing Flower of Scotland before the game, and that was very powerful. Yeah. But look, when I walked down here this morning, earlier, I felt like we were in a scene from Lord of the Rings, and that the elves would all leap out from the trees. There's a great dance that we do called the Elves of the Valley, and I really like that dance. I'm just going, there's lots of roots protruding, and I'm just nicking back to the Randolph's Leap part. Those of you who've been to the river before will know that it was not Randolph who leapt. It was Alistair Cummings who leapt, being chased by Randolph. There's a couple of boats down there too. Hello, Evelyn. I wonder if this is a school group being initiated into the joys of whitewater rafting. Oh, wherever the Scots go, Peggy, they will drink the town dry. They're famous for it. I hope that they do that, but they behave themselves. There's nothing worse than loutish behaviour. Okay, now, a little bit of rock. Here we are. And there's the leap. There's the little bit where Alistair leapt across away from the pursuing clan. It's a gorgeous bit of river, isn't it? It's like the song of the river. And all around this fabulous forest. A little bit of a wind, nothing too onerous, and lots of gorgeous, gorgeous trees going up, up, up. Anyway, as I said, we're walking with the quality of aspiration. And if you looked at my Facebook page today, you'll see that probably my favourite Eileen guidance for this week is the fountain of youth is in your own consciousness, which is good news for those of us who are getting on a little bit. And the guidance says that age is just a universal thought form. If your consciousness, the fountain of youth is in your own consciousness. Look, isn't this beautiful? She says, when you keep your mind young, fresh and alert, There is no such thing as growing old. If you keep your mind young, fresh, and alert. Good news. Very good news. Okay, let's go back up here. She also talks in this coming week about the right attitude to giving. And she says that if you give begrudgingly, your giving carries the wrong vibration. And I love what she says next. She says, if your giving is with the wrong vibration, then the perfect cannot come out of it. Isn't that interesting? If you give with a joyful heart, the perfect can come out of it. But if you give begrudgingly, the perfect cannot come out of it because the vibration is all wrong. I hope we can all get into our head and our hearts that everything is vibration, everything is frequency. Yeah. Anyway, we're now in pursuit of Julie. We'll catch up with her. She's having a great week. As I said earlier, she tried Cullen's skink. Oh, hi, Lida. Don't worry about being late. All in perfect timing, as Peter Caddy's autobiography says. Yeah, so Julie loved Cullen's skink, and she tried the haddock up at the Kimberley the other night. Hi, Deborah. Coming in from Brisbane, I presume. And now we're back at the lovely gorgy bit. I'll just get a better view of the rubber dinghies attempting their way along the River Findhorn. So when we give with love, that can be wonderful, but also she talks this week about how even the most mundane job, if done with love, can bring amazing results. And be assured, no job and no action is too small. That's in the rational world that we say things are big or small. In the world of spirit, it usually gets turned on its head, and little things can have huge impacts. Just like the beginning of the Findhorn eco-village community. I love the rocks along here. Now the man down there has just, excuse me, rescued the boat that got away. And around the corner, look, there's a little nature sprite here. Julie from Iowa has joined the fairy kingdom. Oh. Anyway, yes, this guy has managed to rescue the boat. I wish I'd been here to see him. Did he come down that waterfall, I wonder? Hi, Jeanette. Good to see you. I hope I haven't missed anybody else. Peggy, Alice, Deborah, Lida, Maggie, Tom, Rebecca Lynn, Evelyn. I think Debbie, Susan. Yes, I think I've managed to get everybody who all remembered to come on a Thursday. And as I said, those of you who have just joined, there's just a huge amount of bilberries. Peter Duffy tells me they are bilberries. And they're yummy. Okay, well, let's get moving again. I'm not sure whether the people watching today think aspiration or commitment is the better word. But as I said, you know, we say here at Findhorn that work is love in action. Yvonne's amendment is life is love in action. Why just limit it to work? But as Eileen says this week, you know, give with love. This is a very lovely bit where Julie and I were saying the nature spirits surely are frolicking here. Very beautiful spot. And there's a very steep little path down here to the beach, which we are not going to venture on. But it is a very enticing little beach, all pebbles, but lovely. And the peaty coloured water, but very clear. And this week Eileen also talks about how can any of us hope to grow unless we're stretched. So I don't know where you're being stretched at the moment, but it's all part of evolution. We're coming to another little waterfall along here. Look at this beautiful path we're on. Just gorgeous. Look at that. The word is sylvan, I think. Sylvan, a sylvan glade. Look at the greenness of it. And speaking of aspiration, Eileen's guidance says to us during this coming week, she says, dedicate this day to the service of humanity. That could be our aspiration. Dedicate each day to the service of humanity. That's a nice waterfall. And what would that look like for you in your life? Which part is dedicated to the service of humanity? She talks about service as love, service as healer, service as growth. And also often service as an antidote to depression or stuckness. In the helping of others, in the supporting of humanity, we, in a sort of counterintuitive way, we serve ourselves. It's a nice thought, isn't it? Bonnie, hello. Oh, Jeanette, you're going to see Bonnie Raitt. Wow. And Diane, hello, hello. Everybody's wished you a smooth move, and I hope that's happened. Hope your swollen ankle is a little better. Kendall, hi. I encourage you to go back and watch from the beginning because the views of the river are lovely. And there's our lovely Julie, enjoying the river for the first time. I couldn't let her come and be at the park for a week without coming to the river. Listen to the river singing to us. Indeed, it takes a long time to gather enough bilberries for a pie, but I just like to eat them straight from the bush. I'm pretty sure nothing untoward has happened to them. They don't really need to be washed or anything. Look at all this lovely moss and just beautiful greenness. Yes, Kendall, Churchill called it the black dog. Depression. I know other people who've called it the black dog as well, and they never know when it's going to sort of scratch at their door. Beautiful walk. And Eileen not only says that, you know, we all need to grow by stretching ourselves, and I can imagine the sort of smirk as the guidance came through, a nice smirk, that life just throws up lots of opportunities to stretch us. Life throws us lots of opportunities to choose love rather than anger or frustration or hatred. If you think you've got difficulties choosing love, life will throw you many, many situations to see what you're aspiring to do. Aspiration being our quality for today. Look, I'm not going to go down there. That's a little bit steep. Definitely a bit steep. Anyway, it's lovely to have Julie along. And the Cologne, I remember last week we were in Cologne, and Julie, you need to be a little bit careful here. I don't know whether it's better to go up there. I'm not sure. Oop. Lovely root system here. Ah, Deirdre. Deirdre, lovely to see you. Welcome to the Findhorn River with the Fellowship of Lovelies. And up here to the floodstone. Can you believe the river rose this high? Quite a long time ago, but it must have been wild. And down here, remember, we have the confluence of the Divvy and the Findhorn. This is the Divvy I'm looking down at now. Yeah, so Cologne party last week. First of all, it was freezing cold, unbelievably freezing for June. And then it thundered down rain, but it was still a very happy and convivial occasion with lots of people and just the joy of seeing Cologne on the move, producing lots of greens at the moment. As I've said before, the whole community feels like it's on the move. I'm just heading back to see how Julie went. Oh, she found that. So Julie, this is where the Divvy joins the Findhorn and goes down to Findhorn Bay. And this rock, that bit of white rock out there, is sort of the high point of the rock that sits at the confluence. And also another happy piece of news is that the apple tree, which survived the fire and became a bit of a symbol of hope really, has been moved to Woodside, but they've also propagated a couple of cuttings, and one is planted near the new sanctuary. So that's a sort of a nice bit of continuity. Anyway, to end, we're going to walk up this little rise here. Just the greenery is beautiful. Now these bilberry bushes don't have as many bilberries on them as back along the river. I'm going to have to come down here and do some harvesting. And I can't see the year on this floodstone. But you can see that it says the Findhorn and the Divvy got up to here during the flood of something or other. Just lovely to hear the sound of the water. And the Findhorn Garden Week is starting. I think it starts on the 3rd or the 4th of July, if any of you fancy coming up and joining in things at the Eco Village and working in the gardens. Look, just love the way these boughs hang down. Dorothy in the Rainbow Bridge a couple of weeks ago, she talked about the life force in the soil. The life force in you and me, the soil, the trees, the water. Oh, Peter, it was 1829. Well done. As I said last week, you are our little encyclopedia. So remember, next week, we're back on Friday, and I will be in the town of Mainz, unless I'm off somewhere nearby there. What's this? A solar eclipse on August 12th. Oh, well, that's a while away yet. We can think about that soon. And there's a few little bits of colour here, but mostly it's just a gorgeous immersion in green. So I guess since our quality for today is aspiration, I could ask what you're aspiring to. And is that enough? Do you need to commit to it as well? Remember, Eileen encourages us to stretch ourselves. And also for those of you who came on a little later, I think the keynote of her week this week is the fountain of youth is in your own consciousness. Oh, I'm looking down there. Ah, Maggie, happy birthday for you. Oh, and of course, happy solstice to everybody. How could I forget? We're on June 18 and Sunday is solstice. I love this tree. Look at those branches. Beautiful. Julie was telling me that in her youth she would have just climbed out onto those branches. But she's you're a little bit more sensible now.
Unrestricted.
Anyway, what's your highlight been at Findhorn this week?
The people.
Ah,
Just everyone is so accommodating and so friendly, and just a breath of fresh air.
ah, nice. Thank you. Kendall just made the comment that the fountain of youth is definitely not in her knees. We could all probably name some body part with a similar comment. Ah, dear. Yeah, but happy solstice, everybody. Whether you're down there in the southern hemisphere thinking, oh good, now the days get longer. But up here we're just rejoicing in the moment and enjoying the length of the days. And this particular, look at this particular part of the walk. What's not to like here? And yeah, the Findhorn, the eco-village, we are a laboratory, aren't we, for human life, how to live together, how to evolve. We're not perfect, we're a bit of an experiment. I know we're a beacon for many people in the world, but not to be forgotten that we are also a laboratory. And yeah, we're a living system where things unfold, a testing ground, and hope that we can all learn to choose love. And when we give, to give with the right vibration. So I'm going to end here in the middle of this exquisite piece of forest. I'm just sort of panning around here. Exquisite piece of forest. And the river's just down below us. So, Julie, say goodbye to the lovelies.
Goodbye.
It's really nice to have you here in person.
Nice to be here in person.
Yeah, so yeah, we just the trees and the leaves, the forest say hello and goodbye to you for now, and have a lovely week, and I'll see you next Friday. Mwah! Bye for now.